But speaking of other controversial figures, and I ask this of everybody just because, well, because I
I don't
want to
talk
know.
politics. I don't talk politics.
Oh no, no, it's about the great Artie Lange, the
Uh,
political comedy expert. Uh, I've heard so many rumors about where he is and what's happened. I've heard stuff like rehab, jail. I've heard some pretty unfortunate rumors that I hope aren't true. That his mother got COVID earlier on, and that she got really ill from it, and he's basically her carer now, 24/7. So
who'd you hear
what
that from?
it's just Reddit talk, you know. So the question I would say to you is that what have you heard about the latest of Artie Lang? Do you know where he is and what's going on?
No, it's funny you should ask. It's really funny you should ask because I have I have a I went to his house last week. I went to his house. What is it? What's today? Friday?
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, so on Good Friday, either Holy Thursday, you're Catholic, right?
Yeah.
Good Friday, either on Good Friday or the day before, I went to his house. I know where he lives. It's not a house. It's not like a proper house like all the dumb houses they have in the fucking Irish countryside. He lives in an apartment, where they have a doorman. So I was on my bike. I ride my bike for sanity and exercise. So I go past his. I don't go right past his house, but I go generally past his house on my bike route. And so I never stop at his house, but I had a run in with him on Good Friday a couple of years ago, and I thought it'd be kind of nostalgia for me to swing by. So I didn't see Artie, but I talked to his doorman, and I actually videotaped it on my phone, and I was gonna put it on YouTube. Hey look, I went to see Artie Lang, but then people advised me not to. But I still might put it up. Anyway, I went to his house. I asked his doorman. I said, and it's hard to talk to people because I had a mask on and the guy had a mask on and he was behind glass, like plexiglass. I said, does Artie still live here? And the guy was, had a heavy accent. He's probably from Africa. He's like a heavy Africa, because whatever. Anyway, he wasn't African American. If he was any, he was had a heavy. He was a whatever. Anyway, he was black and with a heavy accent. So he asked me, "Who's asking?" And I thought he was asking me, like, "Who are you asking for?" So I said, "Artie Lang. Does Artie Lang still live here?" And he goes, I think he said yes. And I said, "Well, is he still a fat junkie?" So the guy was like, and then he just wouldn't. Then he was realized I was trying to get some information. Whatever. I was just trying to make a funny prank video. So then, so then he wouldn't answer that question. So then I left. And then the guy followed me out of the building, and he goes, Why you tape me? Why you videotape me?" So I said, "No, I was just asking you a question." And then I thought he might try to steal my phone, so I skedoodled on my bicycle and got the fuck out of there. But it's just good natured ribbing. Good natured ribbing. That's what everyone does. Good natured ribbing.
So then basically you can confirm that Artie is not in jail.
I know somebody who knows them pretty well, and I don't think anything weird. I don't think anything weird is happening with Artie. I think that I haven't heard anything about his anybody in his family coming down ill or anything like that. I just think that Artie's keeping a low profile because he's got nothing to do, because he can't work, and maybe he's paranoid about getting COVID because he has such severe health issues. He's diabetic and he's got all kinds of health issues. So I'm sure if he got it, it would not be a good situation. So I didn't hear anything about his mom getting it or anything. Listen, I mean, the problem, the issue with me is, I take things personally. I guess I shouldn't, but I think to take things personally. So, so somebody tries to fuck with me, I don't, for the most part, I don't get over it. I don't forgive and forget, and that's kind of my show now. Right, where the whole, the whole thing is like I hold on to grudges, because that's kind of the show. I mean, I guess listen, I know everyone wants to do a funny podcast and everybody wants to riff and everything. Like I said, I was watching some guys riffing on a show and I'm like, riffing's like, it's just be all riffing and like, hey, we're riffing, like, hey, look, we're doing riffing. So I don't, that kind of a show, maybe because I'm not good at riffing or maybe just because I think it's, but so my show is more about feuds that I have and people that I've had run-ins with and so will I ever love Artie Lange? No, I'm not a fan of junkies. Like honestly, when Greg Giraldo used to have all kinds of issues with his stuff, I'm not sympathetic to that. I'm just not. Like I know I should be a little bit, because that's like you're supposed to perceive it as a disease like alcoholism or drug addiction, but I'm like, dude, just stop. Just stop. So that's where I'm from. I'm a pretty disciplined person. So I mean, people think I'm lunatic, but if I was a lunatic, I'd be in jail, wouldn't I? Or I'd be in fights all the time, or I would get my face punched in or whatever. But if I was addicted to heroin, I would stop doing heroin. It's like it's not a complicated scenario for me. I would just stop. If I was on doing heroin, I'd be I smoked cigarettes. I just stopped. I used to play poker a lot. After a while, I'm like, oh, this is probably not good for me. So I just stop. I just fucking stop. So if I was doing heroin, I know that'd be bad for me. So I would stop doing heroin. Even when I drink, I get tired. You drink, then you're hungover, then you drink again. I was never a fan of the drinking every night. Once in a while, yeah, I get fucking drunk, but drinking a lot, I was never a fan of,
So, bit of cocaine here and there is fun, right?
I never did cocaine, but again, if I did cocaine, I'd be what I want to know about cocaine is what do you do after you do cocaine? What do? You watch TV? Are you too jazzed up to fucking do anything? You try to get laid, and then what do you do after you do a bump of cocaine or whatever they call it?
Live stream on YouTube.
Oh, so that's what you do? You put on a show?
No, of course, me. No one I would touch the stuff.
So you do coke all the time, right?
Oh, 24/7.
But isn't coke expensive?
Listen, when you're on this show, money's not a fucking problem.
Do you have a Patreon or you get any YouTube money?
I get YouTube money.
All right. So what I'll say is I've said this before, I don't think Artie Lange has a lot of money. I don't know I don't know if anybody knows exactly how much money he has, but heroin is not free and cocaine is not free, and even alcohol is not free. So people that do drugs, it's first of all, it's not good for you, and then second of all, it's expensive. So listen, if I did cocaine, I would do it once and I'd be like, oh, that was fun, and then maybe I'd do it a couple of times, then I would go, fuck it. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like being high. I don't really like being high. I don't mind being drunk, but even being drunk a lot. So I'm from the school. Just stop. Just fucking stop. If you're in a shitty relationship, break up with her. Just be like, oh, I love her. If it's bad for you, fucking stop.
Well, just as we're wrapping up here, we've got just two
more.
No,
I don't want to wrap up. No, I'm kidding.
No, we've got just two more topics, and then I'm going to go back to doing coke all night long. I got to ask
you. What time is it there? What time is it there?
It's exactly 8:59.
So you have done you. It is possible you've been doing coke, right?
It's also possible that I've not been doing it.
All right, I don't even know. Good for you, though.